Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show on the big beefy boy Shaz Beef, and today I'm joined by my fellow old buck in Morro. And there's a bit of a warrow with Morro going on.
What's that?
We're having a war, ratings war.
And I'm winning.
Your last one did.
I know.
I think it's all the times I clicked in and clicked out of it to see if you were still whispering.
1 week.
Yeah.
I think I fixed the sound, did I?
I don't know. You let us know.
I did. I actually made further adjustments yesterday for recording and now I think it's too loud, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, Total Extreme Morro was all over the place when you're listening
was.
to it.
Yeah, I think what happened was...
Not just the booking wise as well. It's
there's
audio
nothing wrong
wise.
with the booking. The booking's
Fuck it,
perfect.
right. No, let's get into it.
Let's get into the booking.
All right, let's get into the fucking booking, right? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine? You have booked 26 pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
23 heels went over.
Brilliant.
That is fucking... Who's going to watch that misery guts?
Well, look, I'm playing the algorithm, playing the ratings game.
You didn't... I don't even think you knew how bad you were leaning towards heels until I brought it up.
I do have a very heel-heavy roster.
No.
I have a heel-heavy roster.
No,
anyway.
you just like heels winning. You hate joy.
Well, no, because I'm building to...
You're not building fucking shit.
I'm building to... What's my next pay-per-view? Wrestle War. What's the main event? War Games.
If you haven't, it's probably one of...
I might change the booking of War Games to have the heels win.
if you haven't checked out Total Extreme Morro, go watch it just for the sheer...
Well, Vader going down to a year-long
you don't
injury.
even want to say it. You don't even want to say it. Just go check it out because it's one of the funniest things that you can see.
Because my whole plan was in place for building to Starrcade with Vader as the top heel dominating. And then he gets injured and now I have no top champion.
I literally just said don't say it.
Okay, I don't know.
You spoiled it. Now no one needs to watch. They do need to watch your booking of Tito Santana as well. That's not realistic.
I know, but I like it because it's funny.
No. Yeah,
I'll fire him. I'll fire him.
Yeah. All Elite Morro, you did well there the other day.
Yeah. I'm going to rename it 1 week.
1 week, yeah.
Because I've won the ratings war for 1 week.
What happened to best and worst wrestling finishes? I don't know what happened there. Because we had Dunphy on it, maybe?
It might be Dunphy. It's just not a draw.
Do you not like watching Dunphy?
I actually thought it was a really good episode.
Yeah,
it was a very fun episode.
Yeah. Very endearing towards the end.
I think what we need to get better at. You see what I did this week with All Elite Morro?
No.
I did that thing, search engine optimization.
I put in SEO tags.
No, but in your title.
Oh, yeah,
use words that people are more likely to search.
I just try and focus on wrestling.
Yeah, get the word wrestling in there. But I did AEW All Out versus WWE WrestlePalooza. I had every single thing you could, and I don't know if that's what worked.
Well, yeah, but wrestling promos did all right the previous week, and then this one it was it was like 1/3 of it on YouTube. It's just interesting. Like we're not really in it for views and all that. We're doing it because we love it, but it's also funny to look at the metrics.
The metrics are fucking hilarious. I got more views. All Elite Morro got more views than the actual podcast, but the watch time is night and day.
Yeah. We love people reaching out to us as well. Neil XCA, he has just been an absolute darling. He actually found us from my old Wrestling Fan Wrestling show, or my Football Manager football show days.
Oh, sick.
He goes, but he said he's after saying some really nice things. He checked out the CCW Rumble. He's just been really nice, reaching out, same as Jer. Andrew Murphy as well. Big shout out to Andrew. Brian Maxwell. Yeah, O'Sheens, the two O'Sheens, it's just really
little community building.
Yeah, it's Neil said, I love that the Wrestling Fan. Oh yeah, the Wrestling Fan Wrestling show has definitely helped me fall back in love with wrestling.
Good, that's the point of it.
And he said there was another podcast. He goes, their earlier stuff on Spotify, talking through WrestleMania was great, and then they went off to Patreon and stopped uploading to Spotify. And I was like, that's not what we're not going to do because we love doing this.
Yeah.
We're not in it for the money. We all have shoot jobs and shit. But, if we make money along the way, cool. If you want to buy a Healy Rey Mysterio t-shirt,
I might do a Patreon.
Or a Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show hat, or a All Elite Morro.
I might do a Patreon.
For what?
Just no.
Do not subscribe. Do not subscribe.
I'm only in this for the money. So we're a year in and we've made exactly €4.
You actually aren't part of the company.
Well, I know it all goes to your bank account.
Me, Dunphy, and John Martin are the
limited directors of the
I
company.
mean, it all goes to the bank account. I think I got 2 payments out in total of about 60 or 56 quid.
So we're actually technically still down money.
Yeah, I'm operating at a loss. Look at all this stuff.
Yeah, look at the equipment.
Fucking hell, there's lights going off in the background. Anyway, today's topic. You're going to have to lead the way on this. I don't even know a segue into it because we struggled with topics today. Because
Well, we had loads of ideas, but then
I wanted to do wrestling entrances, theme songs.
I'd be shit at that.
Yeah, just like you were at the wrestling video game one.
It'd literally be that episode
and
all
the
over
backstage
again.
fights one.
And that one all over again.
Then,
I think Dunphy would be great for the entrance teams.
Yeah, and then
It's like I don't like. Do you know when an entrance team plays? I don't really listen to it. It's
but I think that's why it's interesting to look at it nowadays and back
in the
like
day,
you know, the Jim Johnson, Jimmy Hart days.
Yeah.
In comparison to now the Def Rebel days. You know, when you get like
maybe that's why I don't listen to it. You know,
Def Rebel.
Because in general,
it just becomes very generic. Anyway, it's not that podcast. I wanted to talk about Triple H's maybe inability to book baby faces.
Yeah.
That kind of spiraled off into its own thing. Then I wanted to talk.
think what that's going to become when we have John will be brilliant.
Yeah, and I wanted to look into gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like kind of funny gimmicks like
definitely
Arachna Man and Battle Cat, who were both Brad Armstrong.
That's a fucking litany of them.
And also tag teams that reunited, which is quite interesting. I thought that'd be quite limited, but
There's probably enough in there.
I just started thinking, I thought of load then, like off the bat, New Age Outlaws in 2014 when they came back. I was pretty stoked for that, and that was fun.
But even like Triple H and Shawn Michaels in 08 or whatever.
Yeah, like even NWO return, Shield, you can branch it off into factions, maybe different iterations of tag teams, like when Animal came out with Heidenreich or Jimmy Garvin. Actually, you said that on the TEM that Jimmy Garvin's one of the original Freebirds. He's not.
No, it wasn't actually. Yeah,
it's Buddy Roberts.
And
You said it, and that immediately I went like, "Fuck you! I can't."
you. Yeah,
Bill Watts,
well,
you can get fucked. Sack Bill Watts. Sack Bill.
No,
Watts.
don't sack. Bill Watts is the best booker in the.
No, he's not.
European Economic
the
Community.
Grey Dog Software, there's a serious flaw in that game if they're allowing you to book heels like that.
Well, if I can exploit the game, I'll exploit the game. Like, you know.
No, it's world breaking. The immersion is gone. You're like Paul Levesque.
Let it play out.
No,
it's what we do.
No, it's what we do. It's what we do. Clips wise as well. Nothing really seemed to caught the attention of people.
We had no controversial shit.
Maybe the Triple H one a bit is what we do. That's
what we do.
But today we aren't really talking about WWE.
No, but we kind of will be.
We are approaching the 6-year anniversary of AEW Dynamite. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is look back and dissect.
It's so funny.
The very first Dynamite. I've watched it. I haven't watched it recently.
Yeah.
I cannot remember it at all. You have done a rundown of it.
Yeah.
So
I watched it live at like 5 a.m. before going to work.
And there was big hype for AEW at the time.
Yeah.
Like I remember being down in Cork. We were at a film festival for When to Fold'em, our first ever short film. And
October is the film festival.
No, not October. No, this is for Double or Nothing.
Oh,
I remember Double or Nothing. Yeah, this was the Skull Film Festival.
Oh yeah, class.
So I remember just being so stoked for Double or Nothing and watching like Cody and Dustin
what
down
a
there.
match!
One of my favorite matches of all time. But it's interesting to see how AEW spawned off from the original All Out. They did another pay-per-view, didn't they, when John Moxley appeared?
That was Double or Nothing.
Was that Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
So that's when John Moxley came out to Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Really? That was Double or Nothing? I thought he came before then. And then obviously
the Fighter Fest. Cody and Darby. Like, I didn't have a clue who Darby was.
Was Fighter Fest not a tag team, but with Cody and Dustin? Did they not do a tag team match?
They did, but there was two Fighter Fest. There was a Fighter Fest and there was two events that weren't like pay-per-views or anything like that.
Okay.
You could get them on like Bleacher Report or something. One of them he was tagging with Dustin, and the other he did like a 20-minute draw with Darby.
Okay.
In like I think it was Darby's first match in the promotion. So obviously they had the intention of kind of pushing him pretty strong early on.
Well, let's get into the first Dynamite then.
So I've kind of broke it down in a few different ways. So what I did is
we have a world champion at this stage. Is Jericho the world champion?
Jericho is the world champion.
Yeah, so that would have been the event after Fyter Fest then, where Jericho.
So he won it at All Out. So they went double or nothing.
Fyter Fest.
Then they did like Fyter Fest and whatever.
Oh, another one, then All Out.
Fight for the Fallen and Fyter Fest.
Right.
Then All Out. And then like a few weeks after All Out was the first TV.
Okay.
So he had just beaten Page at All Out.
Yeah.
For the title. And then...
Do you think that was a good choice, Chris Jericho as your first champion, Le Champion?
Yeah. Like...
Page didn't see Page. I think Page seemed more ready then than he did when he actually won the title.
No, he
Not
wasn't.
the second title.
Yeah,
Second
I
title,
know what you mean. No, if you remember when he won the first title, the groundswell of support around him after the Dark Order stuff, and
yeah, you see, that didn't come from me. So
yeah, like
I didn't have groundswell of support.
there was there was a huge groundswell of support.
In fact, I'll go as far as say as I really disliked the Dark Order.
I didn't mind the Dark. I hate the Dark Order at
the
first.
Early iteration.
Oh, that was bad. When Brody came in, and then how they morphed it out of Brody's passing, I thought they did that really well.
Are they still going to some degree?
Yeah, well, it's basically now it's Silver and Reynolds in a tag team jobbing out on Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so let's get into it. The very first thing, Dynamite, when it opens, like the fuse.
Opening video package.
Okay.
Cool. First match, Cody Rhodes with Brandy versus Sammy Guevara.
Cody Rhodes and who?
Brandy's in his corner.
Oh, I thought you said Rip Randy. I was like, who the fuck is Rip Randy?
Rip Randy. What a name.
Like Rip Rogers? Randy Orton? Is it some...
Rip Randy.
I was like, fuck, it's like 6 years ago.
I become a wrestler, I might call
Rip
myself
Randy.
Rip
No,
Randy.
you're luscious Larry Carey.
I am the luscious Larry Carey. That's a spoiler for something else that's coming down the line. We got stuff. Cody Rhodes with Brandy versus Sammy Guevara. Face versus face match.
Sammy as a face always really irked me. Is this when he was coming out with the panda on his head and shit?
No, that comes way later.
Does it? Did he not always have the panda on his head?
Maybe he still had the panda at this stage.
Right.
That's a Mexican thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cody wins by small package in 12 minutes. So what I was thinking is we'd run down the card, we'd laugh at a few things, and then we'll go through the list of everyone who appeared on it and be like, either fuck or what are they doing
Well,
now?
we have no real format for any of these things that we do. So.
Well, I don't know what the parameters are.
Well, there's no parameters.
There's no parameters.
I think that's the parameters.
Yeah,
is
there
that
are
you have
no
to have an unboundless mind.
Yeah.
Like Brian Maxwell.
Like he has an unboundless mind and an unboundless vocabulary.
Yes.
And then it goes straight into Tony Schiavone interviews Cody.
Okay, can we get into Tony Schiavone first of all? How excited were you? Because I was a massive WCW fan.
Yeah.
And Tony Schiavone was like as big to me as JR was.
Would have been, yeah, exactly.
Well, because I watched. I don't know if you know this. I used to go to my grandmother's house.
What day of the week?
And Cartoon Network used to turn into TNT.
Yeah.
I need to get a t-shirt of that.
Yeah,
But
that has to be. I watched WCW
at my granny's house. But no, Tony Schiavone was a big fan. Like I remember,
He was the voice of WCW.
even watching WWF with Schiavone there is so strange to me.
Doesn't feel right.
But it seemed, hearing his voice, just that's what kind of wrestling sounded like to me for years. And like, the sound of the WCW ring was very distinct. Yeah. But so having Schiavone back, like I was kind of, I was in this whole, Conrad Thompson podcast universe thing.
Yeah.
Listening to Something to Wrestle, listening to Tony Schiavone stuff, and just hearing his voice was kind of cool. I know he did the Legends of Wrestling video game.
Yeah.
He did a bit of commentary for that, but I'd always, like, why didn't he show up in TNA? Why? What? Like, he was just out of the business for so fucking long.
It's crazy.
Why?
I don't know.
Thanks, Morro.
I don't know. No, there are reasons. Like,
What's the reasons?
Well, WWE didn't want him, and then TNA had Mike Tenay and Mike West.
It was amazing, but they eventually kind of got rid of Mike Tenay and
replaced
started bringing in
him
Josh Matthews and all that kind of stuff.
I think it was just Tony's age, and companies wanted younger people on the desk,
which is a testament to Tony Khan and him loving the legacy and the history of wrestling that he wanted
and
to
the
bring.
continuity of the TNT TBS thing, and
and whatever you think of Schiavone now, I think at the time, I think he added a lot of depth to it. I remember like the cage match with Wardlow and Cody that came a few years later.
I think now it's like he's not as good a commentator now as what he has been in the past, and that kind of happens to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he was a great choice.
Who was the commentary team for this?
It was, funnily enough, Excalibur, Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Really strong.
I don't rate Excalibur at all.
Do you know what the funny thing is with Excalibur? I think he's in the wrong role. He's your he's there doing play-by-play, like, you know, the old Jim Ross role. Whereas I actually think he's a better colour commentator.
Do you think he needs to take the mask off?
That never bothered me.
I think it was kind of cool at the time.
Yeah.
It got eventually, like, I think the commentary team, having a definitive commentary team, I think is important for brand recognition. But they've chopped and changed so much over the years. You had Nigel McGuinness on. You had,
I think McGuinness is brilliant.
on now. You have Taz on. Sometimes you have 4 men on.
Yeah.
Like Don Callis comes in.
I think like
JR comes in and out and stuff.
They bring in JR for like big match, like main events, or
bring
like
JR in
matches.
for the matches that you know JR is going to hate.
No, don't do that, because he's
Well, no, that's what they're
terrible
doing, though.
No, now they're only bringing him in for the ones you know he's going to love.
No, but like wasn't he. There was like a few like death matches or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't do them anymore.
Yeah. With reason.
Yeah, because he hates it. Like, so there's no point. Like, they bring him in for Omega and Okada. You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously, that's his bag. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember JR doing like New Japan in the build up to this kind of stuff. Doing Wrestle Kingdom.
He did a wrestle. He did. Was it one or I think he did 2 Wrestle Kingdoms. And he did a G1 finals. He did the Jericho Okada one, which was obviously instrumental in the company. Getting off the ground and stuff.
No, I was happy that JR was going to. It always left a sour taste in my mouth with the way he left WWE and the whole Ric Flair, being drunk and then blaming JR for it. I thought that was a bit shitty, to be honest with you.
He was used
for a legend.
He was used as a fall guy by Vince on a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think, like, obviously now in 2025, you wouldn't want that commentary team. It just wouldn't work. But I think, like, on your first, for your startup, doing your first shows.
And if you're a casual and you hear JR's voice.
JR or Tony, even Tony Schiavone for an older casual or a younger casual, JR, you're like, oh, that's JR.
And
What's
if you're
this?
an indie-rific fucker, Excalibur, you're sorted.
If you like PWG. yeah. But also, there wasn't like that many guys on the market at the time who could have been put in those positions. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a whole ton of guys out there with a wealth of commentary experience.
It's so crazy looking at, like, the free agency now in comparison to back then.
Yeah.
And, like, the independent scene now in comparison to back then.
The independent scene back then was just...
fucking hopping.
To pun intended, it was dynamite. Like,
yeah, it was...
like,
and I suppose, like, while it's great for wrestlers and for fans to have a second company, it's also kind of like for fans of local independent wrestling. Obviously, there's a chance for people to step up, but you do have that casual independent fan that are kind of like, I'm not going to something unless there's a big name there, or which is fair enough, like, I suppose.
Like, AEW was probably born partially because of the level of talent that was available on the independents. You know what I mean?
It was the only reason it was born.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the whole Bullet Club. And what spawned from that, and who was available, and Jericho being around at the proper time.
All happening at the right time. Jericho's available, and all of the Elite's contracts are coming up at the same time.
WWE sucked balls.
Moxley's contract comes up around the same time.
Yeah.
And there's this massive wealth of talent that are on the independent scene.
Yeah, well, some of them maybe not, but go on anyway.
Yeah.
What's on the rest of the show?
So then we get Tony Schiavone interviews Cody. Sammy spins Cody around and shakes his hand. Babyface handshake after the match. But while Cody's back is turned, he gets attacked by Chris Jericho. Cool.
Okay, because the first pay-per-view match is Cody and Jericho.
Yeah.
And if Cody loses, he can never fight for the AEW title. Does Sammy and Jericho team up then?
Not here. Yeah.
But
Sammy
they eventually go on and form the Inner Circle.
Later on tonight.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the second match, MJF versus Brandon Cutler. MJF wins by Fujiwara Armbar in 2 minutes 55 seconds.
Good.
So a little squash match for MJF. I remember this is a guy who had never been on national television before.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of establishing him. And then this is one of the funniest things I've ever read, right? Jay and Silent Bob are being interviewed by Chris Van Vliet at ringside. They get interrupted by Angelico and Jack Evans. who are then, so Angelico and Jack Evans are giving Jay and Silent Bob a hard time, and Private Party come to intervene. Like, what a fucking combo. Jay, Silent Bob, Chris Van Vliet, Angelico, Jack Evans, Private Party.
I was excited for Jack Evans.
So was I.
I thought he never got like his fair shake. I loved him in Ring of Honor.
He had some deadly matches stretching all the way back to 05 probably.
I was excited for him to get his props. And Yelico was someone who I'd seen in OTT before.
Yeah.
And Private Party, I had no idea who they were.
They were basically, I think, at that stage, was it around New York? They were like literally like a very, very regional indie act.
Yeah.
But like, they were trying to build, they were starting the tag tournament, I think, the following week after this. They were trying to just flesh out a tag division.
Yeah.
And like, I think one thing, in some ways, right, they got lucky with that they were able to get the Bucks and the Lucha Bros and even SCU at start. But like, it took them a long time to actually build a deep tag division.
But like SCU, I never got.
No, and they were their first champions.
Yeah.
I thought that was terrible.
I thought that was so fucking stupid.
Like, and like, who beat them? Can you remember who beat them for the titles?
SCU.
Yeah.
Bucks?
No.
Lucha Bros?
No.
Jungle Express?
No.
Who?
Omega and Hangman. They put two singles guys together to beat them. That's how lacking in depth the division was. And the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus hadn't really got established for a little bit of time after that.
Yeah, but you establish them in the tag team tournament, surely.
Yeah, but they tried to establish Private Party in the tag team tournament.
Yeah, but they were too green.
They were so green.
Yeah.
Now,
and like
the weird thing about that is, this isn't on this show. I think it's the following week's show. Private Party beat the Bucks in the first round of the tournament. And actually, if you watch that match, you're like, these Private Party guys aren't too bad. Yeah. But then they go on and wrestle someone who's not the Bucks, and you go, oh, the Bucks carried them.
We had a Tom McGee kind of...
We had a Tom McGee situation there, yeah. And so, like, it's like, Angelico and Jack Evans, really good wrestlers, not much by way of characterization.
Are they still there?
Angelico works Ring of Honor.
Is it?
Jack
Evans is gone, is he?
I think Jack Evans is gone.
Okay.
Angelico, he was on the pre-show of the most recent Ring of Honor pay-per-view. He still does cool shit, like.
Yeah.
Private Party, it looks like, are going to NXT.
Yeah. I can see that.
Mark Quinn is jacked now. Have you seen him?
No.
He is like obscenely jacked. It looks like a different human being.
They're just recent AEW tag team champions as well, like a year ago, is it?
Yeah. About this time last year.
Yeah.
Terrible run of titles. Horrible run. And then we go backstage. SCU are being interviewed about the tag team title tournament that's coming up. They have I
feel like you're doing a Total Extreme Morro talk here.
Am I doing my Total Extreme Morro voice? My booking voice?
Yeah.
And they're confronted by the Lucha Bros and a big pull-apart brawl ensues. Then we get Pac versus Hangman. Pac wins by submission with the Brutalizer in 13 minutes.
Interesting. I liked initially... Like, what are we doing here? Are we going through each person, or you're just going through the card and then we go through it each?
That's what I was going.
Okay,
Yeah.
Do that.
So then, notable. Hangman has just lost to Jericho, and now he's lost to Pac by the Brutalizer. Then we have the women's world title match to crown the first champion. Riho beats Nyla Rose in 13 minutes 26 seconds, which was way too long for Nyla Rose. She was green. Riho becomes the first women's world champion. Then we get an interview. This is such a bonkers segment, this one. Michael Nakazawa interviews Riho in Japanese. Nyla Rose then attacks both Michael Nakazawa and Riho, and then Kenny Omega comes to the rescue. And then we're into our main event.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's only an hour.
2 hours.
No,
but
must have been
each of the matches, because the Cody Sammy match went basically 12 minutes. The Pac Hangman one went over 13 minutes. The Nyla Rio one went over 13 minutes.
There must have been more stuff that happened.
And then the main event goes 13 minutes. And then there's mad pull-apart brawls after the main event.
Okay.
So not even pull-apart brawls, just a big beatdown. So the main event then is Jericho, Santana and Ortiz versus Kenny and the Bucks, which I remember being a really good match. Moxley interferes and him and Kenny fight backstage, where Moxley puts Kenny through the glass coffee table.
Yeah.
And then the match continues in the ring as a 3v2 where Jericho pins Matt Jackson. Then post-match, Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz, or Proud and Powerful as they were called at the time, are beating down the Bucks. Cody comes out to help the Bucks, but he gets kicked in the dick by Sammy. Then Dustin comes to help Cody and the Bucks, but he gets taken out by the big end of show reveal debut of Jake Hager.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Remember when Nitro debuted?
Yeah,
and he had Lex fucking Luger.
Yeah,
and then Jake Hager.
Because they'd done the Moxley thing and were left with Jake Hager for the end. And then the Inner Circle, the show started next week with a Jericho promo introducing the Inner Circle.
I remember Santino and Ortiz debuting. Didn't they come out in like the Dead Presidents? Weren't they wearing president masks and stuff?
They're cool as fuck. They
were very cool. Very hot at the time. They were coming from a cool feud with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
In TNA.
TNA, yeah.
Like
I think that went multiple promotions.
And then they had like an LAX v LAX feud as well, with Eddie Kingston involved and Conan,
Xavier,
Homicide, and
Xavier or no, not Xavier. Who's it? Homicide and
Hernandez.
Yeah. No, there was another guy as well though.
Conan was there.
But there was one more.
No.
Was there not?
No. That's not what the LAX I remember anyway. But I think Eddie Kingston was with the OG LAX and Conan was with Santana and Ortiz. Okay, so let's go through
quickly
it.
Guess what the attendance was.
I don't know, about 12,000.
14,000.
That's good for what are they doing now?
Like the average for
Dynamite.
Average for the year this year is like 3,500 or something. Now this was the first one. I remember the following week they were at around 6. They booked smaller things for a while, and then
they started booking big places though, and they just couldn't.
What happened was they got really hot in 2021 after the pandemic, and the demand was there to book big places.
Yeah, but they fucked it.
And they started booking the big places, but then the demand fell off. But they kept booking the big places for a while. Like last night, now they fucked up. They booked a really big place, pretty big place, and they got basically their average attendance for the year.
I heard people though saying, the ECW arena ones.
Yeah,
like I heard people going, that looked dog shit, it looked terrible.
I did, and
I kind of liked it.
I know, but we're marks.
Yeah,
I don't like if you're a casual and you turn it on. That does kind of look shit because it's just like a warehouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought the shows were really good from it. And I get why you want to...
I don't like arena wrestling though in so much that it looks too clean, it looks too...
I agree with Joe when they did
marks.
Yeah, the Chicago residency and that really cool building, and they still only had 1,100
like
at every show.
Like when it started kind of had that, but now they're gone very LED heavy and stuff.
They weren't LEDs at the start, it was actual aprons and yeah, but everything's fucking LEDs now. I hate it.
It's it takes away the grittiness of what wrestling was. And I remember at that time though, there was like that first Dynamite seems very underwhelming.
Yeah, in hindsight it does. I remember at the time thinking, I'm so happy. Maybe it was just a thing of, I'm so happy that there's an alternative on, that I think this is brilliant.
Like, it didn't even seem like they used most of the roster that they had. Obviously, you wanted to kind of like space it out over the next while.
Because you had the tag team stuff coming up after that.
Yeah, you don't introduce Darby.
Sorry. And I meant to mention, Britt Baker was on commentary for the Nyla and Rio match.
Right. You don't have Darby there. You don't have Joey Janela was initially signed.
Yeah.
Jimmy Havoc was initially signed.
He rarely appeared on TV.
Did he not?
He was on a lot of Dark.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have thought because his whole deathmatch reputation, and they were having, because remember Joey Janela and fucking Moxley had a deathmatch,
and Joey Janela
Cracker Barrel match or something.
The Cracker Barrel match, and Joey Janela had a fucking match on, I think it was on Dark with Omega, where like it was on YouTube for free, and they were just throwing each other through matches.
Was Awesome Kong around at this time, and the Nightmare Family? Did that all?
That all started after this. Yeah, jeez, that was some of the worst TV.
So let's get into it. You start off with Sammy and Cody, and the reason why we're doing this podcast, sorry if that took a bit long. The reason why we're doing it is kind of looking at their career trajectories after that.
It. Yeah.
Which is, it's mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. Justin Roberts was on the call. He's still there.
I still don't like the Dapper Yapper.
Do you not?
No.
Like
bring in Samantha Irvin, quick.
No.
Yeah, bring in Samantha Irvin, quick.
No, I like Samantha Irvin. She's
the best since the Fink.
No, she seems like a lovely person. I hate the style that she has pioneered.
No, I love it.
And that new one in WWE is just copying that and pushing it a little bit further, and it...
There's only one Samantha Irvin.
She's objectively really good at what she does. I just hate that style.
Bring her in. That's all I'm saying.
The first two we have are the first people to make entrances are Cody and Brandy.
That's a bit funny, isn't it?
It's just a real Triple H thing,
Yeah.
It's
It's funny because he fucking smashed the throne.
Yeah. But Cody is very much Cody's very like Triple H.
Do you think he's self-aware?
No, I think he lacks severe. He would have turned the heel if he was self-aware.
Yeah, but I think, why would you turn heel if you knew your contract was coming up?
Well, at that time when that stuff was going on where he should have turned heel, I think he assumed he was signing a new contract at that point.
Yeah, but there was not guaranteed, so why would you do it? I wouldn't sign it. I wouldn't fucking this monster opportunity.
Yeah, but when did the
especially when there could have been interest in you.
Well, maybe there was some tapping up done earlier than what we expect. But no, from what I understand of the timeline of him signing with WWE, it basically came together extremely late. It was a case of...
Yeah, they didn't know his contract was coming up or something.
His contract was already up.
Yeah.
He was working on a handshake agreement while negotiating.
I remember that coming out, though, at the time.
Yeah.
And been like, wait, what?
He's your TNT champion and he's not under contract?
This is nuts. And strangely, his last match in the company is against Sammy Guevara.
In an excellent ladder match.
So looking at, so you're bookend perfectly there.
Yeah.
So you start off the first Dynamite with Sammy, and it was on Dynamite, wasn't it?
The last match.
Yeah, the ladder match, yeah. So your last match is against Sammy, and
I think it main evented that time.
Yeah, so what they all kind of went through to
he
get
did so much to get Sammy over. And so did a lot of people really...
But Sammy never got over.
There was times where Sammy was over, and then he'd do something shit. And Sammy has a very fickle relationship, I think, with the fans. Because there's been times where he's been legit over. Like that time with this, when he was in the Inner Circle and him and Jericho were going as the Les Sex Gods.
Yeah.
He was over as a heel then.
Yeah.
And when he beat...
Anarchy in the Arena or Stadium Stampede, one of them.
Stadium Stampede, he was over then. He was over when he beat Cody in that ladder match. But then he'd do things, he'd turn around and he'd have that terrible Falls Count Anywhere match with Matt Hardy. And then the fans would turn on him.
Because Matt Hardy got knocked out.
Yeah, and something always happened.
He broke away from Jericho, and then he reunited with Jericho, and then broke away again, and then reunited again, and he's not a good face because he is such a punchable fucking. Yeah. But he should be a good face because he's so dynamic.
Yeah, it's really weird. He's had a very weird journey,
and he's still there, and he is nowhere near the level of the other three pillars. Not even Jack Perry. Jack Perry can fuck off, but...
Of Darby and MJF, Jesus Christ, there's night and day now between them.
There was night and day even when they had that Four Pillars match, I thought.
What the two best guys in that match were MJF and Darby, and the build to it. Do you remember the build to that when they did the Four Pillars title match? Was that MJF's first title defense? No, he had already done the Danielson one.
Yeah.
And then he did the Four Pillars Fatal 4-Way match. Do you remember the build to that? And no. I just remember
on TV.
Sorry,
the promos.
The promos now.
Yeah.
And Jack Perry was terrible, Sammy was terrible, and I was like, oh my god, Darby doesn't speak. He's going to be shit as well. Then Darby cut the three best promos of the whole build, and I was like, oh, and it was a realization for me. I was like, oh, I knew MJF was miles ahead of the rest. I thought MJF was miles ahead of the rest, and then when I seen Darby in the build to that match, I was like, oh, Darby's also miles ahead of Jack Perry and Sammy Guevara. Darby came out that Fatal 4-Way match was really weird because in some ways you would say it's a success because MJF and Darby came out of it really hot.
I don't think MJF did. I think his fucking world title reign was...
That turned after the turn was after that. It was still hot at that stage. But Sammy and Jack Perry came out of it dead as fucking disco
when you're looking at Cody's run in AEW, up until the Anthony Ogogo stuff,
it was very good.
It was fucking stellar,
and at times it was incredible. The Brody Lee stuff,
his MJF stuff,
stuff.
But the Brody Lee stuff, even he builds up this TNT title thing, and Eddie Kingston gets a shot against Warhorse gets a shot
Yeah,
against
Warhorse, remember that?
Yeah.
That was the height of pandemic stuff.
But, like, you know, he loses it to Brody in, like, gets squashed.
Get squashed.
Comes back, his hair is dark.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's the cool little things like that that
Cody
make
does
me
have
enjoy
great
it.
attention to detail.
Yeah, and that was Brody's last match as well.
Yeah, and that was the dog collar match.
Yeah.
That was fucking excellent.
Brilliant. Up into the Anthony Ogogo stuff, he was hitting home runs. The MJF stuff with Wardlow
That was
and
the trials of that was the trials of Jericho. He had to go through they had a term for it.
Yeah.
He got whipped. Remember the whipping segment? And that was
Like,
the most relatable Brandy ever was in AEW.
the moonsault off the cage, and the size of that cage.
Yeah, it was but even the Jericho feud was excellent. I don't think they should have put the stip on it. Of Cody never been allowed.
Yeah, but that's perfect if he eventually turned heel. He'd be like, well, fuck your stip.
Fuck your stip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an executive producer.
That would have been such a great heel turn.
Yeah.
Fuck your stip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine, I don't know, if it had happened, like, Hangman finally beats Kenny for the title, and then Cody turns and is like, well, fuck your stip. I'm your first challenger, and beats him. Like, that would have been, like, real dirty heel heat.
But
like.
there is, like, political maneuverings as to why maybe Cody didn't turn heel.
Yeah. Sure. Do you think now, right? Because I think right now, he is on the verge of becoming a Cena babyface who gets booed and cheered.
Yeah, okay.
You can feel them vibes starting to manifest. Yeah.
I think, though, despite everything, he's done a tremendous job. Even if that does happen, like when Cena won the title, people were very quick to turn on him. Very quick.
It was insanely
like
quick. I actually thought he didn't get a fair shake at all.
Yeah, like he retires Jericho. Fucking his feud with Angle ends up next. Angle is coming out saying some outlandish shit. People are booing Cena.
Yeah, like,
but Cody
Angle tried his best.
But when Cody won the title, like it would have been very easy for people to go, you know what, in that Royal Rumble where Cody makes his comeback and he comes in late, maybe number 30, and Gunther's been in there since what, number 2, 3?
3, I think, yeah.
And like it would have been like, say if that was Roman Reigns, he would have been booed out of the fucking building as a babyface. But people, and you could kind of hear smatterings of it, but people were still behind Cody's story.
You know when he showed up first at WrestleMania? It was at WrestleMania, wasn't it?
30, yeah, against Seth Rollins.
Same
music, exact same presentation in AEW.
Exact same presentation. So this thing of AEW never made stars is instantly nixed by...
Well, no, his presentation was enhanced by being a WWE.
Possibly, yeah. But they just lifted it facelift straight over from AEW.
And I would argue that was probably just Cody's presentation as opposed to AEW's. But go on.
Possibly. But you can't say that, though, because
I just did.
We seen it in AEW.
Just said it.
And so, like, after the injury and that moment in the Hell in a Cell when he takes off the jacket and you see that big bruised fucking torn pec.
Yeah.
And then he works a legit 5-star match with Seth Rollins in that match. One of Seth's best matches ever because that guy's dog shit.
He's not.
He is.
He's not dog shit. He's a good wrestler.
He's okay. And Cody was, no matter what they did for he was a made guy after that.
Yeah, but like fans can easily look at Triple H. Look at Triple H. Triple H wins the title at WrestleMania 18 after coming back from his fucking leg stuff. Finishes the match against Redacted and Chris Jericho in that 2-man power trip. Yeah. Comes back at the Rumble, even just a bit before then. Has that cool fucking stuff, and then loses to Hogan.
I would argue he had already cooled off by the time WrestleMania came around.
Yeah, WrestleMania 18 build sure sucked.
Yeah. So yeah, Cody obviously, like Sammy's had a very up and down, topsy-turvy, I'd say more down than up at some good moments.
Yeah.
Cody's had a generational run.
How be honest.
Yeah.
How badly affected were AEW by Cody's departure?
I would say, in hindsight, you could argue a different departure. Punk, right? But I think the Cody departure is the most significant thing to happen between the two companies. And in a few levels, like perception, what it meant in the locker room. Because like Cody was loved in the AEW locker room, big time. And firstly, he's the first major jump over, right? Or maybe even the first. There was probably some shit people. Yeah, like Nate Fraser had worked Dark Man. You know that kind of shit. Ben Carter, yeah. But like Cody's the first star to move over, right? And then he gets presented like a megastar. And then he wins the world title, wins Royal Rumbles, wins the world title, goes into the big program with Bloodline, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, right? But also, he was very well loved in the AEW locker room. And Punk wasn't. Punk had friends in the locker room, but he didn't have the... So,
how do you think the Punk situation would have happened if Cody had been there?
Yeah, I think that Punk shit was happening anyway.
I don't think so.
I think so.
No, because like the people have alluded to like kind of Cody and Punk's have a bit of relationship somewhat. Maybe not, because he hasn't been on his fucking bus doing his podcast.
Yeah.
But which would be very interesting.
I'd love to see that.
But I think Cody, he alluded to like a lot of the work, the man management he seemed to be doing behind the scenes and stuff. I think he could have been
someone that could have united the clans.
Because it seemed to go to fucking hell in a handbasket after he
very
left.
Quickly.
Like, you know, the inmates are running the asylum kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't think...
Because like after a while then fucking Tony Khan is like taking privileges off people and stuff and...
Yeah, he's swapping job roles around.
Yeah, he's like, you're not an EVP anymore.
Well, like, they all maintained their job title and role as an EVP. Title. But he basically... Eventually, shit got so bad, and we don't like. I think shit got a lot worse than we know. I think the Elite were very close to leaving when their last contracts were up. Very close.
Probably should have though for a bit of shake up.
Well, I think when they re-signed, that's when Punk was like, "Well, fuck that, I'm getting out no matter what."
Yeah.
I think it was very much a one or the other scenario.
Punk in the Ariel Hulwani interview talked about like, you know, you want to do cool shit. I like, this is a business. I'm here to like put as many people in the seats as possible and make money. And Cody seems to have that kind of, same mentality.
But like, you also like,
and I like, you know, I would attribute like a lot of the Bullet Club stuff, even though some people like to say he wasn't the leader or whatever. Maybe he wasn't the leader, but like in front of the screen. But like, I'm sure his business practices and dealings really contributed to the Bullet Club over the years.
Yeah, well...
He had a great run in Ring of Honor and, like, you know, getting booked in, say, like, in independent promotions.
WCPW.
Yeah, WCPW,
He did the World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio or something.
Yeah.
OTT, they're in OTT.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, and people are going to... Ring of Honor... The Bullet Club shit was humming before Cody got there.
Oh, 100%. But it was humming before Kenny got there. It was humming before, like... Yeah, it really kicked into gear when, like, Hot Topic and stuff started
But that was the Bucks.
Yeah, okay.
That was before Cody as well. Okay. And I think what Cody did there, and I'm not saying...
the Elite as well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Cody may have had...
He might have, yeah. But, like, when Cody went on the independents first, before he got in with the Bullet Club and all that, he wasn't that hot initially.
No, he wasn't. I found it very weird that he was going to be in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, and then when he was like, why is he in the Bullet Club? And then after a while, it was like, okay, he's actually really good.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but like, I think the Bullet Club did more for Cody than Cody did for the Bullet Club.
Okay, that's fair.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way and that like he couldn't wrestle or any of that shit, because like he clearly was very talented. But I think it gave him, it was
prestige.
It gave him, like, street cred on the indies.
Yeah.
But it was Kevin Steen who kind of set that whole, or Kevin Owens, who set that whole thing up, like.
Okay.
Because he put Cody, like, he was friends with Cody from their time in WWE, and then he basically contacted the Bucks and was like, hey, I think you and Cody could do a lot of cool stuff together. Did they have a massive... It's strange to me, though. They didn't have a massive crossover in WWE, did they? Cody and...
Stardust and Kevin Owens.
I don't know if they ever worked together or like did programs together.
Okay, so we get Jericho then attacking Cody from behind. So that's... Why did Jericho attack Cody?
I can't remember.
Cody number one contender or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jericho attacks Cody. Like, you're turning on... You see Jericho, like... That's why he's the world champion. You know, you see Chris Jericho and
Like, I think now in hindsight, maybe they should have made Kenny their first champion and just fucking gone with it. Because I don't think Tony or Kenny or any of them realised the draw that Kenny was in America at the time. I think he was a much bigger draw than people realised.
not bigger than Jericho.
I'm not saying he's bigger than Jericho.
Because you look at the Wrestle Kingdom fucking draw, and that was because of Jericho.
And Kenny but Kenny played a big part in
Yeah,
that
it was
as well.
mainly Jericho. Though.
But also before,
Like I paid for it because Chris Jericho was going over there. And
that was my second one to pay for.
I found that very very interesting. But you do bring up an interesting point, because I was thinking this with the tag team titles. Chris Jericho's not going to be around forever, like in terms of the rest of the roster, but he just had the biggest name recognition. Would you have been better off putting it on someone like a Kenny or a Hangman at the time?
No, Hangman wasn't ready.
But
yeah. I get
humor me. They can say for the next 10 years in that they'll be I've been the first champ.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's why they should have gone Kenny. In hindsight, I thought.
Kenny hasn't been around all that much, has he?
Well, that's only in the last. He was around
few years.
non-stop.
No, obviously,
the first few years,
quite sick. But
you can't. Also, you can't account for injuries. You sign a lad to a 5-year contract. You're hoping that he's going to be here for 5 years.
Yeah.
But then fucking injuries and sickness and like all that shit, you can't. Just maybe, and I'm not even like steadfast on this. I could agree with you in 30 seconds if you say, no, actually, it should have been Jericho. Sometimes I just think maybe Kenny was a better choice.
Jericho was hot at the time, though, Le Champion.
He was hot, and he got really hot as well. And he had a really good title run.
Yeah.
Like, the Cody stuff was excellent, and the whole thing in him losing it to Mox was a brilliant program to build up to that with the car and the eye and Mox outwitting him at every turn and made Mox look like a smart, badass babyface. I was like, that's done really well. And then, Kenny then beats Mox for the title, which they had been kind of established as the two big rivals to carry the company for the first few years, But Jericho's a great first choice champion. Like you said, fucking brand recognition.
Yeah. Then we go into the MJF and Brandon Cutler match. I know it's a squash match. Yeah. I know the purpose. I assume Wardlow's with MJF at this point, is he?
I don't think... Did he... I didn't have him... I don't have him on my list. I don't know if he'd arrived yet.
Okay. So, just a squash match. 2 minutes, Fujiwara armbar. I never found that move quite impactful for MJF.
It's not like totally... It feels like it doesn't suit his character.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. But like he is like... When you look at MJF, he is a bit of a fucking wrestling machine. Like
exactly, he's an excellent wrestler.
But just because he's such a great character,
you kind of sometimes his wrestling gets overlooked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal.
But it's weird to me that he's so good because he's a guy.
He doesn't need to be that good.
Firstly, he could get away with doing half the fucking work.
Yeah.
But also, he's not a guy who has like a crazy amount of reps.
Yeah, he was quite young.
Yeah, and also like
MLW.
It's not as if he's not like Danielson there when he was in AEW. If he's available for a TV episode, he's wrestling on it for 15 minutes. MJF for a long time would only wrestle pay-per-views. So he could go 2 months, but remember they're only doing 4 pay-per-views a year. There was times when MJF was probably going 2 months between matches. And then he'd come out in pay-per-view and be unbelievable.
He's not wrestling elsewhere, no?
No, not at that time. There was a little bit of a crossover up until around the time of the first Dynamite where he was still appeering on MLW. Yeah.
Okay. But 2 minutes against Brandon Cutler. Was Brandon Cutler...
Sure, he was just a comedy geek. Yeah.
You can't really say much about Brandon Cutler. He was kind of utilised into the best of what you would want to see him as.
Yeah.
With the...
There's a place on every roster for a comedy geek.
A jobber.
Yeah, jobber. But also, do you remember when he was doing that thing with the Bucks, with the spray? He performed that excellently. Yeah. And he was very entertaining. But in terms of his ability, what more are you going to do with him?
Yeah. Okay. Would you have placed MJF with anybody else in that situation?
At the start, no. Because, they very much, it was literally a week later he was hanging around with Cody,
Yeah.
Do you know remember when they attacked Jericho's dressing room in that deadly angle where Cody took the scarf off MJF and punched in the window of the skybox. Wasn't the dressing room. Remember, Inner Circle had this brilliant angle. And MJF gives the thing to Cody. And that built MJF perfectly until he eventually... Because he turned on Cody quite quick in the Jericho title match.
Yeah, and then sure, he aligns Jericho for a while. Turns on Jericho. In that, that was a very weird angle, wasn't it? It was like the Inner Circle turns on Jericho with MJF. But then Jericho had
predicted this was going to happen.
So pretended that the Inner Circle turned on him, but then they turned on MJF. But MJF knew they were going to do that. so he had the pinnacle.
The pinnacle ready and all sorts.
Oh, brilliant.
I thought that was perfect from their two characters.
Turn, and then turn.
Yeah. It was like,
everyone's double cross and triple cross. And then Jane, Silent Bob show up.
Yeah.
With Chris Van Vliet. That was very fleeting.
Because Chris Van Vliet also did, like, he appeared on a few shows.
Yeah.
Because I remember another show where he interviewed the Rock and Roll Express. And the Rock and Roll Express got attacked, but I can't remember who. I think, like, it wasn't...
They got attacked a few times.
Oh, sure, FTR killed them, like, 15 times. Like.
Yeah.
It was like, after FTR came in, it was, if Rock and Roll Express are on the show, it's like, oh, they're getting killed by FTR.
Death Riders as well did something to him, didn't they?
Death Riders, like, tied him up and shit, yeah.
And now Ricky Martin's rocking the biggest belt you'll ever see in your life.
That's the coolest photo I've ever seen.
Oh my God, no one's spearing him when he's wearing that belt.
Google Ricky Martin massive belt. The thing is up to here.
It's class, and it's even class the fact that he's still wrestling, out doing Canadian fucking destroyers.
In his 60s,
man.
He's a legend.
You need to push him to the moon in Total Extreme Morro.
Like, according to the game, he's already physically crocked.
That's 35 years ago.
1992. There's a few things in the game like that where... Terry Funk. Well, actually, he's surprisingly not physically crocked.
Ran a retirement angle. And now, is he back now? He's not considering retirement anymore?
No, because he wants to kill Jake Roberts.
Bullshit. Well, like, that just came out of the blue, Terry Funk retired. Because you only brought him in as well.
Yeah, but sure, there's Terry Funk. He does this all the time.
You only brought him in, and then he was like, actually, I'm retiring.
Terry Funk did this.
It was pure
constantly.
Telegraph.
It wasn't Telegraph.
I hate your fucking somber. Oh,
Terry Funk.
It's been in the dirt sheets. It's a very somber attitude around here in WCW. I might hate it. I mean, I secretly love it. But, like, I was like, he's doing how is he running a retirement angle with Terry fucking Funk? A month after getting Terry fucking Funk.
It was 2 months after.
And then he was like... Terry Funk returned 2 weeks later from a life-threatening, not career-threatening, a life-threatening injury. He returned 2 months later.
2 weeks? It's Terry Funk.
2 weeks, sorry, 2 weeks.
That's the most Terry Funk thing in the whole thing.
Oh my God. Or Scott Hall beat Vinny Vegas with a quick roll-up in 18 minutes. That's not a quick roll-up.
No, it's like That's a flash pin. A quick cradle.
A quick cradle in 18 minutes, and you're like,
oh, now I know what you're giving out about.
Yeah. How is it quick in 18 minutes?
I thought you were giving out that.
How did you give Scott Hall and Kevin Nash an 18-minute match?
No, it was Scott Hall and Steve Austin. Yeah. That was the TV title match where Scott Hall won it. Yeah. Oh, you're not putting Vinny Vegas in a fucking 18-minute match.
He changed his gimmick, bro.
Hey, spoiler alert.
It's coming.
Very soon.
Big Van Nash.
The ink is dry.
Oh, okay.
On the reason Kevin Nash changes his gimmick.
All right, cool. But you can't copy what WWF did because you wouldn't have had prior knowledge.
What do you mean?
It's in 92. Like, you can't be like, oh, this is what Kevin Nash ended up doing, so you know what? I'm going to do that in WCW.
Well, like, a pair him with a guy who he's friends with in the game.
Yeah, but he's friends with it in the game because the game also has the history embedded in it.
I know, but I can't help that they're friends.
Oh, bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Right. Jay and Silent Bob, I used to love them growing up.
Yeah, so did I.
Fuck, motherfuck, noise.
It was
1, 2, 3, 4, noise. Smoking weed, drinking biz, doing coke, drinking biz. Rolling fatty, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts. Rolling those blunts and smoking those. Yo, let me get a dick back. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, yo. My jungle love. Oh. I think I wanna know ya.
How do you remember all the words to that?
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was a fucking... That's March Day in the time, son!
I love that film, but I don't remember a single word of that.
I love that
I think my brain is addled with CT. Anyway, I can't remember jack shit. Like,
Bill Watts went through it, man.
yeah, I can't remember.
Jay and Silent Bob showing up in AEW. Perfect.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Muppets showing up in WWE. Like, no reason for it, but sure, why not?
Cool.
Did he ever pay off on that? No?
No.
We already kind of discussed Angelico, Jack Evans from Private Party.
Yeah, Private Party.
So far, if I'm watching this, it does seem a bit underwhelming.
Yeah. In hindsight, yeah.
And then SEU shows up in a pull-apart brawl with the very cool Lucha Bros. Yes. I always thought...
Because at the time, Lucha Bros, had you seen much of them? I'd seen it, like...
In TNA, yeah.
I hadn't seen much of... I didn't
and
watch
Lucha Underground.
That was my only exposure to them, really.
So what else do you need, then?
Well, I didn't watch Lucha Underground religiously. I watched, like, here and there. I thought Penta was the coolest motherfucker
Penta
going.
was the man. Neutered in AEW, in my opinion.
And consequently neutered in WWE.
Yeah, well, he was already neutered.
Yeah.
AEW making stars.
Well, he had a great run in AEW.
Like, I find, like, even online, like, you are very defensive of AEW.
No, I'm defensive of honesty. I don't find that.
Sometimes, though, I find, like, you're like, do you know how biased you are?
Well, I hate WWE.
Yeah, so do you know how biased you are, though?
But I don't like
WWE and AEW did the exact same thing. You'd find it very easy to slag off WWE, but you wouldn't AEW, I think.
Well,
that's called tribalism.
Well, no.
I flip-flopped.
There's a lot of shit now with AEW, even now today, that pisses me off.
What pisses you off?
I think probably fucking ires my bollocks. That
we're getting that in the t-shirt. You said that in the last episode.
I did actually, yeah. It ires my bollocks that Tony Khan can't release his fucking Dynamite cards a week in advance.
Why?
Because I want to know what's on the fucking show.
Why does it matter?
Because it matters. That shit matters.
No, I don't think it does, though. I see what culture complaining about Raw doing this, right? Going, oh, they just booked a tag match during the fucking show. Yeah, it's part of the fucking show, all right? So they would have known, you know what? There's going to be a big bank space and we're going to book a tag team match.
I don't know, I don't need to know the full card. I don't need to know the full card. Give me 3 matches a week in advance. And then do the rest.
He does do that fairly all right, though.
No, he does 1 maybe.
Yeah, that's all you need. A bit of mysticism about wrestling.
And also, like, the amount of times where this is Tony's, in my opinion, his biggest weakness as a booker. He got Daniel Garcia over 4 times. And never followed up.
He got Wardlow over. Never followed up.
The Wardlow thing.
No, fuck this now. Wardlow was the fucking shit.
I just don't think Wardlow's that good.
Doesn't matter. He got him over.
Like, Tony, you did the hard part. Like, it's hard to get people over. Like.
Yeah. Follow fucking through.
Follow up with it. And like, oh, Jesus, you cut 7 deadly angles with Garcia. That guy's hot again because he felt cold there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where is he gone?
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs is hitting people with bricks. Delighted. Can't wait to see. Where the fuck is he gone? What happened?
Look, if somebody gets injured, whatever, fine. You can't like blame anyone for that. Especially not the booker who put him in an 18-minute event in a
barbed wire cage death match.
Yeah. You can't blame the booker for the injuries.
Blame the booker for that.
But getting people over is really fucking hard. And then all you have to do is follow up. Like, I have a real worry that they just got Kyle Fletcher over as main eventer. And I don't
think they got him over as main eventer, but
I think he can now be perceived as a main eventer.
Not by me.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, bored off my head.
You don't even like wrestling. You probably would have loved a fucking puppet or something, wouldn't you?
Where is he?
He's around here somewhere. There he is.
No, but genuinely.
But like, what happens now if he doesn't follow up with Kyle Fletcher?
But genuinely, I was 5 hours deep into that pay-per-view. Actually, I lie. I was a bit shorter because I skipped the Mercedes match and I skipped the tag team ladder match. So
tag team, like, here's another thing. Stop booking tag team ladder matches.
Stop booking
everyone. That's not Tony. Just Tony problem. That's a fucking wrestling problem.
Yeah, but like, even Daniel Bryan going like 8 minutes into the match.
Why aren't you going for the fucking belts?
Or Bandito standing with the belts, hitting them in the back, and then going, "I'm going to do this spot instead." Yeah. Thanks, Brian Alvarez.
I wouldn't have cut that. They did shit in that match that was like insane.
Yeah.
But I was like, I forgot about it a minute later.
Yeah.
Because I've seen everything.
But that's what it feels like with a lot of the stuff that I'm watching with AEW. Like, who else is on that card All Out?
Loads of people.
What was a cool match?
The Triple Threat.
My favourite match actually was Mark Briscoe and
That was brilliant.
MJF.
That was, again, it was Briscoe. Like, because remember, like, in my mind, a tax and tables match shouldn't be good.
I had no idea what that was going to be like.
Neither did I.
And I was going, like, tax and tables were legal. Okay. Just have a hardcore match. But no, they utilised those motherfucking tax.
Perfect. And remember we said
That was
this
my favourite match on the card, yeah.
after he did the was it the ambulance match or the stretcher match with Ricochet?
Yeah.
That was
Fucking
the most
amazing.
That was the most 80s perfect structured match ever. It was the same with this tag match.
Yeah.
Mark Briscoe's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
But also MJF was brilliant in it as well.
Mark Briscoe against Hangman. That's what I want to see.
I would kill for that match.
Yeah, fuck the conglomeration.
Yeah,
Turn
but
Mark Briscoe into
But also, Mark Briscoe's another guy who Tony's gotten over 5 times and has never pushed him to the.
Just imagine if he had the Briscoes in at that time in that tag division.
I know, but sure they
No,
weren't
but
allowed.
even at this time.
I know,
Like,
but they weren't allowed.
Yeah.
Like Jay wasn't allowed on TV.
Who was still free agent around this time that they could have brought in?
Well, like was
Marty Scurll was quite. I know what ended up happening to him.
Yeah,
and
see,
he
the
he
stuff-
became a Ring of Honor booker at that time.
Yeah,
In 2019, but he was like a big part of Bullet Club.
yeah.
And then he goes and starts up Villain Enterprises in Ring of Honor. PCO would have been another one that would have been having a bit of heat.
Like, could Gunter,
Walter
as
could have come
Walter,
in, yeah.
you know, stuff like that.
See,
Like,
NXT UK was fairly fucking hopping at this stage as well.
had they started
They had
signing
the
guys
tournament,
up?
and, yeah.
Sorry,
so
Matt,
they had
they're
the
losing
tournament
me.
and stuff. Yeah,
Where did I lost my lists.
I have your list. You just made the list.
You just made the list.
You just made the list.
Yeah, so I got like when you say I'm real defensive of AEW, like AEW isn't my favorite promotion ever.
Yeah, but it is now.
It's my favorite promotion right now at this minute. I think.
Our WCW in 1992.
Well, obviously.
Okay, so Pull Apart Brawl, where SEU, I liked Frankie Kazarian. I like Chris Daniels. I was a big fan of the X Division. Wasn't like
I love Christopher Daniels.
didn't know a lot on Scorpio Sky.
Frankie's a bit bland. Scorpio Sky is
was
a bit
he-
bland.
Like I remember when he won the TNT title, I was like,
That was so underwhelming. They
Yeah.
tried so hard to get Scorpio Sky
he's still
over.
there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do with him?
He's basically just hanging around doing nothing now. Like, but what can you get out of him? He's just.
We don't know though.
Well, I think like a lot of these guys as well, and it's same in WWE anywhere. Like, you get a title put on you, right? It's some of it is up to you to get over as well. And I just never got that with Sky. Like,
Yeah.
you watch Sky in a match, he's a really good wrestler.
If Sky started doing like proper, like what Ricochet's doing now,
Yeah, like
like a character work.
because Ricochet could have come in and been another Scorpio Sky guy who's really good in the ring, but just doesn't have a whole lot more to him.
Yeah.
But Ricochet came in and fucking adapted very quickly.
Got caught bald a lot.
And went with it and came up with like
Even Kaz. I like Frankie Kazarian, and they had this whole elite hunter thing,
Yeah.
which was fucking never followed up on it.
went nowhere. Yeah,
And I was like, that's a fucking cool gimmick.
It is
man.
a cool gimmick.
And WWE did the same with the Bloodline thing with Drew McIntyre.
yeah.
I was like, great, cool. He's
Yeah.
going to take them all apart.
the difference there, and I don't mean like I felt Kaz was the wrong guy in the right gimmick.
I get you. Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Drew would have been the perfect guy as a Bloodline hunter.
Pac would have been a good Bloodline hunter.
No, Pac as the fucking Bullet Club or the Elite Hunter.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Kaz, because like I don't think you could ever see Kaz hot enough to run his way through the Elite and then face Kenny Omega in a big time pay-per-view singles
I don't
match.
think Pac though would have been around because he's someone that's like
There was visa
comes
trouble.
and goes
yeah,
and comes and goes,
Yeah.
and he's after returning again with a haircut now.
Looks weird.
Oh, he looks like a weird fucking Austin Aries.
Wearing clothes.
But I like it.
Look, Pac was one of their best signings in the early days.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of onto him now. Because what more is there to say about...
He beats Hangman Adam Page.
Well, we can talk about where Penta and Phoenix are now, like, but...
Yeah, well, like...
they've just, again, fallen into the mid-pack in WWE because the mid-card isn't booked well.
Yeah, well, like...
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Were they booked better in AEW or WWE?
Initially, maybe, yeah.
Initially, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they had that cage match at All Out 2021 with the Bucks was phenomenal.
But I remember always being like with Penta, it was the same thing. It was up and down and up and down and up and down.
I felt as well, and I think we're possibly seeing a little like you go back to Lucha Underground Penta, and even when Penta was
he was TNA World Champion.
Yeah. I just think he's like physically a shadow of his former self as well.
He's still doing amazing things.
I know, but he's not.
You just need. I think you can write that character in a fucking certain way.
You can do so much with the character.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Phoenix.
Like he's not like Terry Gordy as the Executioner in WWE.
No, I'm not comparing it to that at all.
Where he like fucking straight up died on a fucking airplane, got brought back to life or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm not comparing it to that. No, that's a different fucking story.
Yeah, but like he can still fucking go, and you can present him in a certain fucking way where you make him look like an animal. Like AEW failed him, I think, on like say the production of the. Remember, he was like. There's a different version of Penta.
The red one. Penta
Zero Nom or something.
Penta Oscura.
Oscura, yeah. And you're just like...
Never looked good.
Remember, he fucked off, like, he came out
the first All In.
Yeah. He fucks off and comes back in a red outfit. So?
Why?
What's different?
Where were you?
Yeah, like, what? How are you? You're not wrestling different. You're not doing anything different. You came out with that... What's his fucking name? Alex... Abrahantes. With a fucking shovel and a fucking shit costume, like, on top of... Under your cool costumes underneath, and you have a little fucking gravedigger thing on.
It never felt like there was any reason for it. We weren't given a reason. We weren't taught to care.
Yeah, but I think Penta would have been fucking. I love Penta, so like.
If you go back to the first All In, not the AEW All In, the Indie All In, and he had the singles match with Omega.
Yeah,
that was a fucking great match.
And Jericho comes out
dressed as Penta after the match. That was a great match.
Like I think you could have fucking put Penta in like as a leader of the Dark Order almost. Like if you're doing that kind of thing,
though,
because like the Death Triangle was fucking nonsense.
Never,
because like they establish it, they're like, right, we're going to do this, and then they're like, we actually don't know what we're doing.
It never, and part of that was now Pac not been around all the time, but then when Pac came back one time, Phoenix got injured. And then when Phoenix came back, Penta got injured. So it was a trio where there was one guy always gone. And like Pac is teaming with, and then Eddie Kingston was hanging around with them, and it was like, what's going on here?
I have no idea.
It was never nothing was ever.
Do you think being allowed to have those kind of like indie-rific matches and taking big risks that injuries are inevitable?
Well, here's a weird stat. And this is consistent with both AEW and WWE. They actually have, basically, percentage-wise, the exact same injury rate.
Okay.
It's constantly, for both companies, between 8 and 12% of your roster are injured.
Yeah, but are you including, like, NXT people? Because WWE's...
main roster. But
I'm talking, like, WWE's actual roster of wrestlers that they have under contract is massive.
But if you count
AEW's, I would imagine, is significantly smaller.
It's actually not that smaller, worryingly. It should be.
When you're talking about NXT and
Ring
all that.
Ring of Honor as well, though.
Yeah, but you're talking about NXT, the people that are on Evolved, you're talking about...
I'm not talking about Evolved, no. I'm talking about signed to WWE.
It just seems that WWE might have a bigger percentage roster, and 10% of that amount, if you get me...
It's a higher number.
Yeah. No, 10% of 200, if WWE had 200, is 20. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So those 20 people mightn't necessarily be the top guys.
They might necessarily be, but like
I don't know. Maybe
like
that's wrong.
If you
math.
look at any company, there's always a top guy injured anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Like nearly always.
Yeah.
Or someone like it happened to New Japan this year with Goto. Like it happened. Like Cody's missed time. Fucking.
He's shooting Street Fighter movies.
Yeah.
Hadouken.
As is Roman.
Is that one?
Is that? Yeah, Hadouken is Street Fighter and
nice one. Got reference.
I think so.
So Pac beating Hangman with the brutalizer.
So like, look, Pac is still there, and Pac is like consistently great. When you see Pac wrestle a singles match, every time you see it, you go, "Oh yeah, he is one of the best wrestlers in the world."
Yeah,
he's just amazing. Like.
Yeah,
but he's never.
I remember him being in there with like Orange Cassidy and
Omega and the Triple Threat.
Yeah, and I was like,
fucking deadly.
One of these things is not like the other. Like Orange Cassidy didn't seem like he belonged in there.
But the first Orange Cassidy Pac singles match on pay-per-view was...
That's what it was.
But
I remember that going, yeah,
but that was Orange Cassidy's coming out party.
Yeah.
And Pac played that brilliantly. Like, Pac was the perfect opponent for Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Because he wore the frustration so well.
Nyla Rose and Riho, the women's division, I thought, struggled
For a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Sheeta came in after this.
Sheeta was good, but she wasn't amazing.
Was it Omega that was booking this? Apparently,
I don't know if he was booking it, but he was heavily involved.
Who was the first like women's world champion? Maybe that you were kind of like, okay, this division is cooking. Was it Britt Baker against Thunder Rosa?
I thought that match was great, but I never thought Britt was like a particularly strong wrestler.
So when did
I thought she was a great character.
Into gear? Or was it Timeless Tony Storm when it really?
Yeah, I think it probably was. Like, even when it was Tony Storm, you know? Before,
no, not even that. I think it was still somewhat of an afterthought.
That's what and not even an afterthought. It was just never very good.
Yeah.
Tony Storm and Saraya, and it's like, this is still lacking any depth.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes cool stuff happened with, like, you know, when they started picking up, like, Willow and Statlander and all, I'm like, okay.
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah. Like, when she won her first title, I was like, I think we're getting somewhere, and she got injured and gave up the title, and like, but it never felt it had clicked until Timeless.
Yeah, because like there was a lot of, as you said, like champions that were fucking interim champions. There was a lot of that going on at the time.
But like, you could, like, even while they were building an division,
the title was fucking dog shit. The initial version of it
was terrible, and they even had a second one that wasn't very good.
But Riho showed up there recently on AEW. She got a lot of stick off like Gail Kim.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I just never enjoyed watching Riho wrestle or Nyla Rose. It was neither of those were especially at the time to me. Like I don't think that was that appealing. No. Sheeta really came in and kind of helped change that.
Sheeta helped massively. It's like Sheeta's like a really solid wrestler going, right, our division
once
isn't
again,
great.
She got over and there wasn't much for her to do, and
there was no opponents there was fuck all interesting characters there really.
Nakazawa,
he's still
he
there.
Shows up next.
He's still there, like agenting and shit like that.
Okay. Is he still greased up? That's all I remember about Nakazawa.
Yeah, I remember that. Jesus Christ.
Oily guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he used to oil himself in matches. He was kind of comedy wrestler, kind of from DDT in Japan. But yeah, I think he's still there as like agenting and stuff like that. Apparently he's really good knowledge of wrestling. He was never my kind of cup of tea in the ring or anything. But they never overused him either. You know, he wasn't focused on too much.
And then we get the main event. Jericho, Santana, Nyla Rose attacked Riho, as we mentioned earlier, and Kenny Omega breaks it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kenny's getting ready now for his big main event match,
and
with
he's
the
out
Bucks,
breaking up a women's title angle match thing
with Michael Nakazawa. Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz, which is Jericho and Proud and Powerful against Kenny, Matt, and Nick Jackson, which is the Young Bucks.
Santana and Ortiz are a team that I thought should have been pushed more.
I can't believe that they
never won the titles.
Never won the titles.
That's a travesty in my mind.
Like how?
Yeah, that's
and I think that led
promotional malpractice.
I think that actually may have led into them
their frustrations and Santana's frustrations
and them breaking up.
Yeah, like you think. Remember when they had that parking lot brawl with
the best friends? Yeah,
that was unbelievable. But how they didn't get belted up?
There
after
were years,
that?
But that was a good bit into AEW, like.
Well, that was during the pandemic, so it was a full year in.
Yeah.
A full year in.
Like
they should have had the belts at some stage.
Like they're your first fucking champions.
They should have been the first champions.
They're your first fucking champions.
If you're not going to Bucks, go with them.
Yeah, if you're teaming Jericho up and fucking like, boom. Yeah. Way to get your new debutant team over.
Yeah, and like the Inner Circle were over on that, but they never got the push that they deserved at any stage.
Proud and Powerful. No. 100%.
I think that's one of Tony's biggest misses.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, what?
It's nice to see. Is RT still in AEW?
Yeah,
doing
not much.
Because like they came back for that London Anarchy in Arena.
They did one match together.
They were with Mox.
Yeah.
In that, this is before like Death Riders and all that kind of stuff, isn't it?
It was Ortiz and Santana and the BCC. Against
the BCC, that's what
was it against the Elite, that one?
Was Brian there? No, Brian was injured.
He was injured. Yeah. He missed that show. Was it against the Elite? Or was it against Jericho Appreciation Society?
Eddie Kingston and Cesaro were fighting.
They were on the same team.
Who was Penta with then?
That was a different match.
In London?
Yeah, that wasn't Anarchy in the Arena, was it?
There was an Anarchy in the Arena in London that I was at. And I'm pretty sure Santana and Ortiz, or maybe that was a different one.
Yeah, I think you're mixing two together there.
Yeah.
Or Santana and Ortiz in the London one? I think that was
they did come back for a while. Yeah. And
but Santana wanted to go singles at that stage anyway.
And then
he bet on himself and he's doing pretty well. I think another boat was missed with him in TNA there. They should have belted him up at that point.
Well, he's going to end up going to WWE, I have no doubt.
He'll be there in January because his contract is up in December.
Same with fucking Hendry.
Joe Hendry will be there in January because his contract is up in December as well.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out
which we're mixing two matches into one there.
Yeah, I think so. So was there's two Stadium Stampede Anarchy in the Arenas in London?
No, there was one, wasn't there?
In 2000, was there one in 2003 that we went to?
2023, yeah. I think that was the only one that the following year didn't have one. The big party match the following year was the
Blackpool Combat Club defeated the Patriarchy. I don't remember that.
He's right.
I don't remember that at all. Anarchy in the Arena, London, 2023. Who was in this match? It was not an event. It was a Stadium Stampede then?
Maybe it was Stadium Stampede because in a stadium.
Yeah, it would have been Stadium Stampede. Yeah. You carry on talking. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, so Santana looks like he's going to WWE. TNA missed the boat not putting the title on him when they had 7,000 fans in his home fucking town at that pay-per-view there a while ago. Ortiz, poor old Ortiz is just kind of treading water, doing nothing. The Bucks are the Bucks. Dustin Rhodes has had an incredible few years, really, considering his age.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting a kind of a retirement run that he deserves. Jake Hager was just a bizarre decision from the fucking get-go.
Eddie Kingston, Penta El Zero Miedo, Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy beat the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta, Mike Santana, and Ortiz. So it's the same match.
It is the same fucking match.
I got it right. That's so weird. The Best Friends Club. I don't remember that at all. And like, I wasn't drinking. So...
You remember the Penta going for a costume change, all right?
I remember Penta, and I remember Eddie Kingston and Claudio like fighting up where they lift the FA Cup trophy.
Yes.
Darby Allin and Sting defeated Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland. Yeah. Will Ospreay defeated Jericho. I remember thinking that was weird at the time. Like Jericho and Ospreay. Why?
But sure, like that was such a thing of like Ospreay is so good, Jericho wanted to wrestle Ospreay, so he was given the match.
Yeah.
Like there was 10 guys Ospreay would have had a better match with. Like remember he was trying to do the Stormbreaker on Jericho, and Jericho just looked so fucking stiff and flabby. It's like Jesus Christ. You get Ospreay for a stadium match and you give him fucking old man Jericho, you know what I mean?
Know how I felt watching that first fucking Dynamite. But like listening to it now, you're like, you know, in hindsight, you're like,
it's like that was it. That was it.
Michael Nakazawa.
And like, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but also like, it kind of really shows the struggles of being a fucking startup. Where they were lucky they got all these top level guys, Mox, Jericho, Omega, Bucks, Proud and Powerful. But like, once you get past the surface, they were lacking a lot of depth. Like.
TV talent ready.
Yeah, TV ready talent. Like, you know, Hangman Page had just done his couple of G1s and he wasn't green anymore. He was a good, solid professional wrestler. But he wasn't like what we see now.
Like he had to go and drink himself away.
He did, like, you think of the journey he's been on. Like, he's now one of the best wrestlers in the world, but he wasn't back then.
Yeah.
And like I remember watching him. I remember he was announced for his first G1. I was like, oh jeez, they're putting Adam Page into G1. That's weird. Like, because he didn't feel like a G1 guy. He felt like a guy that was in Bullet Club 6-man matches on the second match on a New Japan show.
Yeah.
And they put him in the G1, and I remember like watching it kind of that's when I would watch the whole G1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Teacher, summer holidays, this is on at 11 o'clock in the morning. Perfect. Like, drink a cup of coffee, watch the G1. And, like, at the time, like, Paige put in, like, geez, Paige had a good performance there against fucking Toriano, whoever, like, and I was surprised in a way that AEW were kind of pushing him so centrally off the bat. But then when I'd seen afterwards, he's a guy who adapted unbelievably well to week television style wrestling in terms of characterization and ability to have matches.
I thought his first run as champion was fairly dog shit, but yeah, okay.
The 2 Bryan Danielson matches.
Yeah, match-wise, yeah, but I'm talking about
the problem there was that CM Punk became the main character in the company. So your world champion felt secondary to... Like, what was the big feud at that time was Punk and MJF.
But do you remember when...
And that's not Punk's fault either, like, because he was the bigger star.
How did he win it again? Who did he beat?
Omega.
But remember when he was coming back, actually, after... I think it was after he came back after the whole Punk thing. And it was just very, like...
Yeah, well, I think he was genuinely quite depressed at the time.
After the whole Punk thing?
Yeah. He went through, like him and he was kind of frozen out of having a voice backstage, and it just became like he was kind of just showing up to work for, like, a lot of the stuff about his redemption and all this in the recent run, like, that was all very raw and real to him, because
did he come back and win a ladder match or something, or
that's how he got the Omega title shot? That's
what it was. I remember that's what it was. He won a ladder match, and I remember going, this seems a bit too late.
They missed the boat on it.
Yeah.
Not missed the boat. So, what was actually supposed to happen there is the main event of All Out, which became Omega and Christian, was supposed to be Omega and Paige.
But Paige had a kid or something?
Had a kid and took time off.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so what was supposed to happen, and they had built this so well that summer, they were doing a 5v5, Dark Order versus
Elite,
the Omega's version. And the plan was, if Dark Order win, Paige gets the title shot at All Out. But what they did was, the plan was they're going to win and Paige beats Omega in the main event of All Out. But then Paige decided, and my wife just had our first child, I want to take a couple of months off. So the Dark Order lost, and then Paige showed up at All Out and won the ladder match.
Yeah.
So he took off that time between that 10-man tag and All Out.
I remember the All Out, and he showed up, and I was like, it feels like he missed the boat.
Yeah, they did a little bit miss the boat.
And he fucking straight up dead-eyed fucking Pac into oblivion. I remember that.
Yeah, and he
looked like he killed him.
I thought, though, within that ladder match, they brought him back real well. Mox had cleared the ring. And remember those ladder matches had the countdown thing. It was the casino fucking thing. And then Paige comes and Mox is the only one standing in the ring. And I was like, oh, that's good presentation. You're putting him in there with someone who's been the top guy in the company.
It's crazy that it's been around 6 years, AEW.
It has. It is crazy. In some ways it feels longer.
Lasted longer than Nitro.
Yeah.
I still think WCW Nitro has a bigger
impact
on the industry, legacy, but like the legacy isn't over. Like the for AEW, AEW has done some really cool stuff that I've quite enjoyed. They built.
Do you know what my biggest
a lot from, like, when you look at WCW Nitro, you had Hulk Hogan, who's arguably the biggest star of the fucking
of the time. 1995 is the biggest.
Ric Flair, Sting, Macho Man. You had a lot of like Big Boss Man,
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Yeah, they eventually come over.
Oh, sorry, Lex Luger.
Whereas AEW, maybe Chris Jericho, and in terms of Mox, in terms of like name value stars,
mainstream US TV.
Yeah. So like what they've done is quite incredible. Made a lot of mistakes.
The only
made a lot of good memories. They brought Nick Cage out.
That was fucking great. Yeah, but I think like the biggest, what if I could like have changed anything, it would be like, so when Nitro took off, it literally changed the format of wrestling. Whereas with AEW, they haven't revolutionized the format of how wrestling is presented on TV.
Well, they actually conformed.
They conform.
For a while, yeah.
I still think they are. Like the way it's set up with segments, matches, all that kind of stuff. Like, there's nothing revolutionary about it. They're just a company that more often than not put on good shows, but can put on shit shows.
Put on good wrestling shows.
Yeah. So they put on good wrestling shows, but there was nothing like revolutionary or different about it. How do you think
outside the box then with wrestling? Because
how do you change it?
Lucha Underground tried that.
And I thought they did a good job, but it felt like it ran its course.
Cinematic wrestling, like in terms of, you know, the way the segments and shit were shot.
And I just think I wanted, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I think AEW's doing wrestling the best in the world right now at this minute. But they're still just doing the wrestling that I've always watched. Whereas I'd kind of hoped for a real game changer.
Yeah, you compare Nitro to Raw back in 95.
The original Raw. Yeah. Because Raw copied Nitro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like AEW is just, yes, right, the wrestling matches might be longer, but the kind of layout of the show is the same as what Raw has been for 30 years now.
Yeah.
And it's the same as what Nitro was. It might be.
But when they try and change something, they get shit for it, like going to the ECW arena.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know. I wanted a revolutionary product. I wanted like a Tarantino to show up and do films differently than the people before him.
Yeah.
You know?
Coming from the man who every main event on his TV show is a 6-man with people who aren't in tag teams together. Total Extreme Morro.
I wrote down 40
Killing the business every Wednesday.
I wrote down 40 matches that are done from wrestling history the way I do it. From 5 different promotions.
That's fine. But you're doing it every fucking week.
Deadly.
No.
I love multi-man matches.
Like,
what do you want me to do? More singles matches?
Do more fucking singles matches.
Big title matches on TV.
No, not even title matches. You don't even need title matches.
But then what am I going to do? Have Vader wrestle a top guy on TV?
Pay for the pay-per-view.
Pay for my fucking pay-per-view.
So you're putting Vader on fucking TV every week. If you had a space...
I'm putting him in fucking multi-man.
Yeah, but if you had just...
This is the early 90s. I'm not getting TV money. I'm getting pay-per-view money.
You don't need Vader wrestling on the shows. On every
I don't have him on every show.
You have him on most of them.
Well, I won't have him on any show now.
Come out and have a hardly fucking... Well, you can do angles.
No, I give him 6 months off. So
have him sit down there on comms.
Yeah, Vader on comms.
I feel pain. Hey, Vader, what do you think of this match there between Jumpin' Jim Brunzel and Terry Taylor? I feel pain.
I feel like we weren't funny enough today, Shan. I thought this would be funnier. In my head, this would be funny looking back at something 6 years on.
It's been a bad episode.
I don't know. What do you think?
I have no idea. Let us know in the comments.
I thought last week's was really fun. I had fun talking about wrestling.
Do you want me to just
be more like Dunphy? No, don't be anything like Dunphy.
Yeah, well, Dunphy killed the ratings.
I know, he did. We are the draws.
Yeah, we are the draws.
Do you know what'd help?
What?
A puppet.
No, Franco isn't here. Actually, speaking of Kieran's Coliseum Classics coming very, very soon.
He better get on this soon.
He has to. He's got loads of suggestions. Thanks very much for sending in suggestions about shows he should possibly review. I'm going to get back to the... the early format of the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show where we do the bizarre documentaries, like 10-minute things. I'm going to do it when I have the camera set up in the Gorilla Room, which is my wrestling room at home. Yeah. I have a wrestling room at home. You may have seen it.
I'm actually changing my setup again next week.
You have to.
Why?
Just make it more wrestling-y. Make it more fun to look at.
See, I'm moving place soon, so...
Have the fucking camera dead on you. Then you can't see the screen, can you? When you're playing.
Yeah, no. I even struggle with where the camera is now.
Or at least put fucking all Elite Morrow on the screen that you have behind you.
Yeah, they tried to start charging me for that app to put it on the screen.
Who did?
Get fucked. Google.
What?
Yeah, I was doing it through this Google folder, and then your free trial is up, pay $1.99 to put a fucking thing on my own screen. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
I haven't found a free one yet on the Fire Stick.
Yeah, get rid of Muhammad Ali there and put a fucking...
The greatest of all time. You want me to get rid of the greatest of all time?
Yeah, at least make it wrestling-y.
Well...
He was at WrestleMania 1.
I will, yeah. Technically, it's wrestling-y.
No, it's not. That boxing fight is not wrestling. Who is he?
He's in the ring with the Beatles. It's not a fight.
Oh, he's in the ring.
I have no defense for this. Yeah. I'll defend my book and all that. I won't defend the background of my setup. No. But that's not even going to be my real setup.
Well, yeah. He's going to get fucking Sky High where he can piss out on all the peasants below. Yeah. You'll be fucking booed from WCW soon anyway.
I hope so.
All Elite Morrow coming up on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Which are band of losers watching it.
The best band of losers in the world.
I'm one of them. I'm sitting beside Diane and she's like, what the fuck?
Why are we watching Morro talking about wrestling?
See, sometimes I don't go to the trends on the Mondays because I do be broke up after the weekend of wrestling.
That's fair enough.
You need to get on that Instagram, man. I can't keep screenshotting you shit people send into you.
No bother, yeah. I'm sure that'll happen at some stage.
Wednesdays then, Total Extreme, Morro.
Yeah.
How many more episodes do you have left?
6.
Do you still want him to do more? Is it becoming quite time consuming?
No, I'm enjoying playing it, but I want to do that other idea we spoke about.
Yeah, I will see. Let him know. And tune into him 12:30 every Wednesday. Get your thoughts in below.
Watch it whenever.
Yeah, subscribe below. We have been the Wrestling Fan, Wrestling Sean, the big beefy boy. Shaz Beef, this is my fellow old buck in Morro. Stay safe, stay sane. Good luck.